So if you are thinking about going back to school, especially online, I just want to share some things that I wish someone would have told me years ago when I started pursuing my education. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brooks, and here I talk about lifestyle, career growth, and the real lessons that help us keep moving forward. If that's your kind of content, then you're in the right place. So let's go ahead and get started. Just to give you some context, I earned a bachelor's degree, two master's degrees, and a doctorate through online programs. So before anyone jumped to conclusions, I just want to say I do not regret my education at all, because my degrees, they actually helped me advance professionally. I gained knowledge, I developed skills, and I think doors open for me that may not have been available otherwise. So I am good with the education that I got. But if I could go back and if I could talk to my younger self, I would definitely tell her, don't just look at whether the school is accredited, look at if the business program is accredited. So for me, all of my background is business. So if you are pursuing, whether it's psychology, whether it's social work, and just look at those particular programs after you look at the school. So I want to share my journey, and I want to explain the difference between AACSB and ACBSP accreditation. And I want to help you make a more informed decision if you are pursuing business degrees. So I am a military spouse. My husband just retired a couple of years ago. So for 18 years, we were moving all over. And like many military spouses, life wasn't always predictable for me. Assignments changed, schedules shifted. And so traditional college wasn't always realistic. And online education, it gave me flexibility when I needed the most. That's why I don't regret it, my decision to go to school online. I could attend courses from anywhere in the world. I actually earned a degree while we were stationed overseas in Japan. And that allowed me to continue my education without starting over every time our duty station changed. So for that reason alone, I am so grateful for online education, because again, it allowed me to pursue all of those degrees, and it allowed me to remain competitive in my field. And at the time, I thought I was doing everything right. I checked that the schools were accredited. I checked, that the programs fit my schedule. I checked that the tuition was manageable. I did all of that. But what I didn't know was that there are different levels and types of business school accreditation. And that's the distinction that is kind of stopping me right now as I am trying to transition into adjunct teaching. And so we'll talk about that a little later in this video. So one of the biggest lessons that I have learned is that, like myself, many students assume that accreditation is accreditation. I thought that if a school was regionally accredited, that I was good, because we all know that schools that are regionally accredited, their credits transfer to other universities. But what I didn't understand was that the business schools also have their own accreditation. I wasn't aware that different programs had accreditation. And so when it comes to business, again, the two most common accreditations is going to be AACSB and ACBSP. And most students have never heard of them before they enroll, because I know I didn't. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the difference between the two, because I think if you understand the two, then it can help you make a more strategic decision as to what type of school you go to if you're going to go online. So AACSB, it stands for the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. And it's often considered the gold standard of business schools accreditation. And the reason why it's considered to be the gold standard is because AACSB schools, they place emphasis on faculty research. So the faculty that teach there, they have to do a lot of research. Academic rigor. They place emphasis on data-driven business education. They have competitive admission standards, and they also have global recognition. And so many highly ranked schools hold AACSB accreditation. So that would be your Harvard, Yale, Princeton. And then also a lot of your D1 schools, your SEC schools, like a lot of those state colleges, they also have AACSB accreditation. And so if your goals include teaching at the university level, pursuing highly competitive doctoral programs, working in academia, or maximizing just the prestige in certain industries, then an AACSB accredited school may be the route that you would like to take. And so now we're going to talk about ACBSP. So ACBSP, it stands for Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs. So unlike AACSB, AACBSP, it focuses heavily on teaching excellence and student outcomes. And so many of the ACBSP schools are designed with working adults in mind. And so they offer flexible schedules, online learning options, they have practical business education, and they have career-focused curriculum. That's the difference. And they also give you strong student support. Strong student support. So if you are a student that kind of need that extra nudge, extra push, then this type of school is definitely going to give you that. And so this accreditation, it serves students very well if they are looking to gain more recognition in their industry, if they want to, work full time while they go to school. This helps. This type of school is going to help. So a lot of people want to know which one is better. And that's where I kind of, I want to be careful, because I don't believe the question should be which one is better. I think a better question to ask in this situation is, which one aligns with your goals? What do you want to do post-graduation? So if your goal is to gain business knowledge, advance your career, move into management, or complete a degree, while balancing your family and work life, then ACBSP school, it may be a great fit for you. But if your goal is in academia, research, teaching at a competitive university, or maximizing your future educational opportunities, then an AACSB may be more advantageous for you. So I don't think the problem is choosing one over the other. The problem is just knowing the difference before you enroll. And so that's why it's so important to research the actual school program that you will be attending. Because that's what happened to me. No one explained it to me, and I didn't know to ask. And so that's why I don't beat myself up about it. So here we are years later, and I just discovered that some opportunities are placed more valuable on AACSB credentials than others, right? Again, I have been interviewing for adjunct positions, and I just think that that's some of, the red tape for me, is because of the accreditation of the programs that I have attended. So if you are a decision maker for adjunct, can you just chime in on this video, comment, let me know your thoughts about it. So if you are shopping for an online business program, here are some questions that I would encourage you to ask. Number one, is the institution regionally accredited? That's bare minimum. You need to make sure that it's a regionally accredited institution. Number two, does the business program, or does whatever insert program that you're looking for, hold the proper accreditation? So for business, is it AACSB accreditation, or is it ACBSP accreditation, or is it another third-party accreditation? Make sure you look at your program. Number three, what are your long-term goals? Do you want to teach? Do you want a doctorate? Do you want executive leadership opportunities, or do you simply need the degree to help you advance professionally? Number 4, what is the school's reputation in the industry that you will be transitioning in, or in your current industry if you plan to stay in that industry after graduation? Number 5, what do graduates do after they complete the program? A lot of the times, how I do research on graduates from institutions, I go to LinkedIn, I type in the school, and it'll typically show you a lot of the alumni. Or you can go see if they have an alumni page just to see, what they do, what are some of their titles. And number 6, will the degree support where you want to go 5 to 10 years from now? Not just where you are today. And so those are some things that you have to consider. And I also want to share, some things that may be unpopular. Your degree matters. It does. But what also matters is what you do with your degree. I think that matters more than the degree itself. There are so many people that have degrees that don't work in their field. They are nowhere near alignment with what they got their education in. So you don't want to be a person that pursues education and you don't even work in the field. That's something to think about. But just know, I have met brilliant leaders from schools that people criticize. I have met people from top level schools who struggle to apply what they learn. And so I just want you to remember that a degree is simply a tool. It's not your identity. It's not your ceiling. And it's not a guarantee of success. There are plenty of successful people that don't have degrees. So that's not this type of video. The point of this video is just to get you to research better if you're going to go to school online. So if I could go back and speak to my younger self, and as a military spouse, trying to balance life, family, and education, I would tell her, you made the best decision you could with the information that you had. But I will also say at the same time, slow down, research accreditation, understand your long-term goals, and smart questions. It's okay to ask questions. And don't assume that all business school accreditations are the same. So again, I don't regret my educational journey, although people frown upon it because I went to school online. But I went to school online because it was convenient for my lifestyle. And I don't regret it, not one bit. But I do wish I had understood the difference between AACSB and ACBSP before I enrolled in any of the universities. Hopefully this video helps someone make a more informed decision. And if you attended an online university, I'd love to hear your experience in the comments. What do you wish you would have known before enrolling?